Hey guys, it's Jen with Card Zen by Jen. Thank you so much for joining me for another Manic Monday 5-minute card. This really is a very quick and simple card. There's not a whole lot of stamping on it. It's really the designer series paper that does all of the heavy lifting on this one. We're using the Delightful Wishes stamp set, and we are going to be using the Floral Wishes, Floral, no, I'm going to say this wrong. The Floral Delight 12 by 12 designer series paper is what this piece is right here. If you don't have that, use any other designer series paper, pattern paper that you have that's double-sided, that has maybe a floral pattern and another pattern on the inside of it, because you're just going to fold that down. So let's go ahead and get started on this. I already did a lot of the cutting for you. And again, all of the dimensions, everything that I use, just follow the link in the about for the video. It'll take you right over to my blog where we're looking directly at this card, so you don't have to filter through all of it. And it will give you all of the measurements, everything that I've used, so that you can go ahead and cut your pieces and then maybe come back and follow along on the video if you'd like. So we're starting with a piece of Old Olive cardstock. This is cut to 5.5 by 8.5. And I am just going to grab my bone folder, and we are going to just crease this with the bone folder. And this is going to be our card base. So we are having two pieces that are the same size. We need basic white, and we need the cards or the pattern paper. And they are both going to be 4 by 5.25. Okay. The first thing that we're going to do is we are going to, my saying in my classes is always stamp it before you stick it. And I almost sticked it before I stamped it. So, oh my goodness, I almost did not follow my own wisdom. So we are going to grab this stamp right here, which is that background piece, and we're going to stamp this in crushed curry. And then we're going to use this stamp right here, which is just the lines for the flower, and we're going to do that in Cajun Craze. So let me grab those stamps real quick. And we're going to stamp this flower just up in the upper corner. Lost my blocks already. My goodness. I'm having a day. I'm having a day. All right. So I've got my crushed curry, and I'm going to put this right up in the corner. Okay. And then we are going to grab the Cajun Craze. And this is going to go, make sure that I have this the right way. I think I do. I think I do. Trying to figure out, I had this all set up so that I knew exactly how this was going to go. And I think it's going to be this way right here. Voila. All right. So now we have our flower in the corner. So now we can stick it. Now we can stick it. My goodness. I always cringe when I see at my classes, when I see them sticking all of their paper onto their card base before they've stamped, and I'm like, oh, I hope that comes out exactly how you want it to whenever you stamp it. So when we put our designer series paper down on top of our basic white, because we're pretty much hiding all of this except for this corner, it's going to be a little peekaboo, we need to just put adhesive on kind of 3/4 of our card, really. So I don't want to get up in that corner. And it's going to go down directly over top of our basic white. Okay, now we're going to grab our dimensionals, and I'm down to kind of pieces parts on this one, but that's okay. That's all I need. That's all I need. I'm going to bring back this corner to expose that flower. Voila. And so that it kind of stays popped up and doesn't go completely flat when it's in an envelope, I'm just going to add 2 dimensionals underneath that. And then we're going to bring it back. Okay. So that way it never completely flattens out, which is nice. All right, so I am going to, it's already adhered really because of the dimensionals, but I'm just going to give it just a little bit of glue right there. A little bit of glue right there. I'm going to use some, oh, I just stuck my finger in my Cajun Craze. See, that's why I'm supposed to be putting the lid on everything, right? Okay, it happens, right? It happens. It's going to be my motto. It happens. So these are the low profile dots. What a name, right? That's exactly what they called them, low profile dots. So I'm going to take one of these low profile dots, if I can, scoop that up there, and it's going to go right here. That way it kind of looks as though it's what's holding it down and tacking it in place. Perfect. All right, we just need to do some stamping and putting some other things together here. So I have a piece of basic white, and that's going to be this piece right here. And that is, I can tell you what that is in just a second. Oh my goodness. That's going to be 4 by 1 3/4. 4 by 1 3/4. Again, you're going to get the measurements over in my blog. You're going to get the measurements, I promise. All right, so what I want to do is I'm going to tuck this piece of Designer Series paper. Again, it's from the same set. It's from the same DSP as the other. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right here because I'm going to just tuck it right under. So it looks almost like it's an extension. Okay, so now I'm going to take my wishing stamp. It's kind of a big stamp, so because of that, I use my bigger block for that so that it sits properly. I am going to bring out some of my scrap paper because I want to stamp off on this. So I'm going to use my Cajun Craze. I think I'm going out of the line there, but okay. Running out of space. I don't know how this happens. I just don't know how this happens. So what I want to do is I want to stamp off my wishing, and then I'm going to come over here and I am going to stamp on the basic white. I want it to be nice and light like that. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. All right, so now I also want to grab my Cajun Craze again, and we are gonna do, let me see, wishing, let's do wishing, wishing you all the best. Nah, wishing you a happy birthday. I feel like I have a lot of birthdays coming up soon. So, wishing you a happy birthday. This is a nice long one. My goodness. So I'm going to grab my long block. Perfect. And we are going to stamp this in full strength. So I'm not going to stamp off. And I'm going to go kind of right over top of that G, the bottom part of that G. Make sure I got some good ink on there. Perfect. Straight down, straight back up. There you go. It's as easy as that. So, wishing you a happy birthday. I do have some copper clay twine that I'm going to wrap around the bottom of this. And I'm going to bring in some glue dots. Let's bring in some glue dots to help adhere it. Make sure it stays where it should be. Put on the back. Put on the back. My doggie might start making noise here in a few seconds. I can tell she hears something outside. She starts rustling around. Never know what she's gonna do. Usually she's up here and she's trying to crawl on my lap, which is not helpful, but very cute. All right, so I just wrapped that twine right around and just stuck it down into my glue dot. That is the easiest way. I'm telling you, it's the easiest way to do this. Sticks right into the glue dot. It's perfect. All right, so we just have some twine wrapped around there. So let's go ahead and grab some more dimensionals. I'm not sure what I did with them, but I'll find them. Find everything at some point. Except for my bees. I still am missing my tiny bees. I have no idea where they went to. I used them in a class. And now I've lost them. I'm just going to put dimensionals over top of where those glue dots are, just to kind of help hold things in place. Tear off those dimensional backings. It won't stick if you don't take the backing off. I like to take them off with my fingernails and throw them on the floor. Other people like to take them off with their, this pokey part of their, oh my goodness, their take your pick tool. But I like to just use my fingernails. All right, so we've added the dimensionals. Now we're just adding this to the front of our card. That is awesome. I love it. So easy. I'm telling you, so easy. So all I did on the inside was I replicated the flower on the inside corner. This piece is 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. And let me find my flower again. Ink that up. And I still don't think that that's lined up properly, but I think we're good. There we go. There we go. All right. The nice thing about this two-step stamping is that it's more artsy, a little more abstract. Doesn't have to be perfect. So there's no like clear, distinct lines. So just go ahead and stamp on top of that and be done with it. And it is perfect. We're going to go ahead and glue this to the inside of our card. And there you have it, folks. That's our super quick card. So no matter how crazy your Monday was, I know you can at least knock out one of these cards tonight. Without a doubt. You just need your delightful wishes. And if you don't have delightful wishes, if you have any kind of flower to stick in that upper corner, just use anything that you have. Just use it. And again, whatever DSP, whatever designer series paper, pattern paper that you have, just use it. I am notorious for having like 1,000 pieces of pattern paper over there, but I still keep buying more because, you know, that's just what we do. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me for another Manic Monday. And I hope that you are able to get a little bit of inspiration out of this and can replicate this with other designs, other patterns, whatever works for you. In the meantime, I hope that you will subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you don't miss out on my next videos. And happy stamping. Have a wonderful night.